Hello fella, it's been a lot of videos of different topics since the last about your favorite one, the laptops. Recently we've got to test the summer-born laptop from Huawei. Welcome to Tech Fellas, my name is Bogdan. This is Huawei MateBook X Pro 2020. Has the lockdown served as an improvement for the company or contrary-wise? We dig this for ya, so let's take into it. Before the main meal, a bit about the role of this laptop in our world. What you see is now commonly called an Ultrabook. It's all about fashion, design, lightweight body, but still quite a powerful hardware to let you comfortably deal with all tasks. I want you to stick with these words through the whole review, as the laptop is not cheap, neither can be called a gaming one. In my opinion, the purpose of these kind of laptops is to please the business people who are seemingly the only who's buying them, and to keep their style away from the rough, brutal and chunky gaming laptops used to have. So the outer look I describe with one expression, done by beauty standards. The design is very minimalistic, elegant, not clumsy and without any gaming RGB gimmicks. The metal body in our case is finished with diamond grinding and sandblasting. By the way, this color version is called emerald green. It looks really unusual, unlike the classic grey and metallic versions. Besides, in my humble opinion, the green one is a better delight to the eye. The weight of this little guy is just 1.3 kilograms. You can take it everywhere you'd like, and I doubt that it will create some pain in the back. Of the interesting engineering decisions over its body, the first and funny one is the location of cooling vents. They are literally hidden at the very rear, near the hinges. The second one are ports. A part of a headphone jack, the laptop has just two USB 3.1 Type-C, both of which can be used for plugging in power supply, and one USB 3.0 Type-A port. When I saw that for the first time, I felt honestly angry for such a cupidity. But then, out of the box, I found the cure for happiness, an adapter that bears one Type-A, one Type-C, VGA port and HDMI. Apple could really learn how to express empathy in the correct way. Simply, out the box. If you take a look at the screen frame, you won't see a webcam, but how's that in a business laptop? Hold on, what's that new button between the F6 and F7 keys? Exactly pushing it releases a camera unit with a pop-up motion. If you question yourself what is this done for, first of all, most of the modern trends are about privacy, so many conspiracy theorists might be sleeping more quietly knowing that the webcam in their laptop opens on demand and nobody is watching them. Secondly, such camera location means that the screen frame is now thinner, and this is exactly the thing. Nice job, I think. Frankly, my laptop camera is not the most used unit, but these days a webcam in business notebook is a necessary thing, so it's nice that Huawei kept it. As we push the first button, let's talk about the keyboard. It's of a membrane type here, with 3 levels of backlight brightness. It is comfortable to use, although I must admit that the key travel is not the most prominent. Perhaps someone will need to get used to it. The touchpad here is quite a big one. It's still far from the size of the chalkboard that we see in latest MacBooks, but in the end, definitely no complaints about this one. Another so to say feature of the keyboard is perfectly distracting you from the speaker holes. Honestly, they are hard to notice. Also, they are loud. Whole lot loud. The sound comes with a large amount of high frequencies, but that's just my audiophile madness. In fact, there are 4 speakers in here that create a really nice sound flow. But that's not all. In symmetry, Huawei engineers included 4 microphones, probably to compensate the lack of side spine through the webcam with nice hearing technology. Actually, this is for the clearer voice in video calls. COVID is really changing our priorities after all. There is a fingerprint reader in the device, it is located in the power button, works snappy and flawlessly. Let's move on to the screen. It's 13.9 inches LTPS LCD with resolution 3000 by 2000 pixels. The screen to body ratio is 91%. I find this pretty exciting. sRGB coverage is 100%. The maximum brightness is 450 nits. It's pleasant to look at, the picture is sharp, colors are set neatly that altogether brings only nice emotions from watching movies, gaming or working with documents comfortably. There is no increased refresh rate, but here you'll get one of the most useful features of this laptop, a sensor grid. It supports multi-touch up to 10 simultaneously used fingers. The reason and advantage of having it is Huawei Share. To work properly, the device is using NFC module for that. In fact, this function allows sharing the screen of your Huawei smartphone or a tablet to Huawei's laptop. But it's not just sharing or broadcasting the picture, you get an active screen of the mobile device that you can control from the laptop. Swiping and tapping across the display, you can flip through menus, launch applications, control the camera, play games, and even arrange file transfer between the laptop and the smartphone, in both ways by the way. At first I thought that all this stuff would barely work. Shockingly, everything turned out well. Big thumbs up for such an ecosystem, at least someone else cares about that like Apple does. By the way, Huawei Share works with smartphones and tablets based on Kirin 970, 980 and 990. In addition to these and other utility tools, Huawei has equipped the laptop with a 65-watt power supply that is kinda smart and therefore suitable for charging Huawei laptops, Huawei tablets, as well as smartphones. This idea is not a brand new, but is it really bad that, for instance, a devoted fan of the brand who has all the possible products for the happy life feels even more respect for the company that doesn't bend under the sanctions and also tries to implement a high functionality stuff as well as paying attention to a high quality ecosystem? Well, since we touched the charging topic, a couple of words about the battery. So, from the native adapter, the local 56 Wh battery is charged by 50% in half an hour. The full charge takes 2 hours. As the manufacturer says, the regular video playback will last up to 13 hours. We tested the Full HD video at 50% brightness and couldn't squeeze more than 8 out of it. The hardware in our computer swings around the 10th generation Intel Core i7-10510U processor with 4 cores working on frequency from 1.8 to 4.9 GHz. There is an Intel UHD graphics as well as a discrete NVIDIA GeForce MX 250 with 2 GB of GDDR5 video memory. Storage type is NVMe PCIe SSD for 1 TB. As for the RAM, it is 16 GB of LPDDR3 with 2133 MHz. I'll repeat that the laptop is not a gaming one, but it will fit easily, performing even complex working tasks. And games from the age of Diablo 3. This one spins on the maximum graphics with the maximum screen resolution. Some slowdowns may happen once every 10-15 minutes. For the rest, the game runs highly smoothly. Also, just for the sake of interest, we launched World of Warships. At 3K resolution, the game is giving lags even at medium presets. This was the end of our experiment. The bottom line is that you can work on the laptop in almost any app. Just be more picky with games if you still decide to play between your business meetings. Summarizing the stuff, does Huawei MateBook X Pro 2020 turned out as a great device? I'll say yes, it is good looking, compact, with a hefty battery, nice speakers, and an excellent screen. It is indeed a disappointment for eager gamers, but no one promised the opposite. If it was a regular machine, I'd say cheers goodbye to you already, but I must mention once again an ecosystem, or more precisely, the Huawei Share that brings a decent bond between a smartphone or tablet and a computer. And this is it for today. In the description box below you will find the links to the internet stores where you can buy this guy, and if you like this video then why not to support our channel by subscribing to it, hitting the like button, ringing the bell to stay tuned for more cool content. My thanks for watching and cheers!